them together for the 5th day of Carnaval da Spectrum. Are you ready? Let's go! For this session, you're going to need some scissors, and because of that, please make sure you have adult supervision. We don't want anybody to get hurt, so let's do this as safely as possible. You need 2 sheets of paper. It can be colored paper, white paper, anything you like, anything you have accessible. We're gonna use aluminium paper or any other shiny, bright paper you have. We're gonna use sequins, but you can also use any decorative things you have, any material you have. So if you have glitter, if you have stickers, different types of paper, whatever you have available, you can be creative, cut it in different shapes and use that. We're going to use glue, stick glue or liquid glue. We're going to need a pencil and some crepe paper, but if you don't have that at home, you can also use newspaper. To make your crown, you're gonna need paper. You're gonna need 2 sheets of paper. You're gonna put them in this position, and we need to glue them together or stick them together to make one long sheet. So I'm gonna use my stick glue. I'm gonna put it on the edge here, put some glue. And I'll stick them together. Okay. Now, the next step is to create the shape of the crown. You're gonna need a pencil to draw lines on your paper like this. The crowns usually have pointy bits, don't they? You're free to create your own shape if you want to make a different shape hat instead of a crown. That's fine. I'm just gonna draw these pointy bits. You see, I'm not even measuring it. You just go for it. Here at the end, you might just want to do, if you don't have a lot of space, you might just want to do a straight line like this. And we start cutting. Okay, we don't need these bits of paper. You can put them to the side. So here's the shape of your crown. You can go to the other side to start decorating. So in crowns, we usually find the jewels, very shiny, sparkly things. So I'm gonna use some sequins and I'm also gonna use foil. I'm gonna cut this into random shapes and stick that on my crown. You can feel free to be creative and use anything you like. If you have feathers, if you have glitter, any other types of paper, stickers, anything you like, you can use it to decorate your crown. It's your crown, your costume. I'm gonna start with the aluminium. Okay, so I have some jewels to stick to my crown. I can use my glue again to do that. I'm gonna stick this one in this direction here at the top, like they're jewels at the very tips of the crown. You can also just put the glue on the paper rather than the aluminium. With these that I have left, I'm gonna put them at this very edge here. Okay, now the next step is to add the sequins or whatever else you want to add to your crown. You can use the stick of glue like this and just stick it to the paper. But it is difficult to use sequins with stick glue because it just sticks to your finger instead. Oh, there you go. I got one. What I like to do when I'm working with sequins is to put some glue inside a bowl like this. And then I'll use a paintbrush. I'll use the back of it to grab a little bit of paint. Oh, a little bit of glue. Just put a little bit on the paper. Grab a sequin with the paintbrush and then add it there. You see how easy it is? Oh. There you go. And I'll just keep doing that until I'm happy with what I have. When you're picking up the glue with your paintbrush, you don't want too much glue. So if it's too much, just clean it a bit on the side of the bowl. And it's okay if there's little bits of glue outside, because when it dries, you won't be able to see any of it. It'll be just a sequin. Ah, there was a green one under the pink. Okay, I'm happy with the amount of sequins I have on my crown. So I'm gonna leave this to dry for a little bit. Put this away, sequins away. And leave this to dry. The next step to make the crown is to use crepe paper. This is something I have at home, but you can also use some newspaper or do the same thing. You're gonna need your scissors again. And what you want to do, if you can, because it might be a bit difficult depending on how thick your paper is. If you have a very thin crepe paper, you'll probably be able to just cut strips of the paper like this. But if it's a bit thicker like mine, it will be difficult and it might hurt your finger. So the next ones, I won't fold them together. Because if you fold the paper together, you'll be able to get a really long strip of paper already. Okay? The only difference then is going to be that I'm going to open the paper a bit more to make it easier to cut it. So I have it just folded in half right now, for example. And we're just gonna cut strips of paper, long ones. They definitely don't need to be perfect strips of paper. They don't need to be straight. It is okay to be a bit messy. Now, you want to grab these strips of paper and you want to cut them in half. So just put them together, cut them in half. If you use the scissors, you can use your hands, whatever's easiest. So match the two ends, make them meet, and cut them in half. Okay, now that you have your strips of paper, you want to bring back your crown. And on the back of the crown, you're going to use your glue. And you're going to stick these papers to the crown. This area is probably going to be the front of the crown. So you want to put these strips of paper on the sides of the crown, but not a lot in the front, so it's not on your face. Okay, so I would just put some glue like this to one side and start sticking them. Now we get to the other side of the crown. It looks like I need some more strips, so I'll cut some more. Okay, so this is starting to look more and more like a carnival costume. Your crown is almost ready. We just need to close it to make it fit on our heads. On this side, you want to put some glue on this end of the crown. You want to bring this end and stick this one with the glue on top of it. You don't want to go too far in, so it doesn't make it too big at the crown, so that it doesn't fit. And there you go. Now you wait for it to dry a little bit. Now for the next part, just to increment the costume to wear with the crown, I'm gonna use crepe paper, but you can use newspaper instead, or you can use both. Craft paper, any type of paper you have will probably work just fine. So what you want to do is stretch a little bit of the paper. You need it to be long, okay? So you might need to stick pieces of paper together using glue like we did for the crown. It's up to you. If you happen to have something long, maybe newspaper will be long enough. And what you want to do is grab your scissors and I like to fold it in half just to make it quicker. And you want to cut strips of paper up, going up, But you don't want to go all the way to the end. You want to leave some space like that at the top. Okay, let's see, I'm leaving around 4 fingers of space between the top and where I finish cutting, where I stop cutting the paper. And you want to keep doing that all the way to the end. And it's getting confusing with the paper folded in half, so I'll just open it and cut it one by one. So this is what we have at the end. They're all hanging from the same paper here. And then all you have to do is you have 2 choices here. You can wrap it around your waist and wear it like a skirt. Feliz Carnaval. Grab your tape. And just stick it together. Okay. Once you have one piece of tape there, you can adjust it and it will hold it in place. Oh, maybe it's okay. But if it's too loose, you can just fold it up a little bit and stick your tape. Nothing at Carnival needs to be fancy. And one good thing is that this one also works up here, which is how I like to wear these things. This is my personal preference. You can wear it like this, like a crazy outfit, or you put on both your shoulders. And now you're ready for Carnival. These costumes might rip as you dance and party away during Carnival, but that's okay. You can probably fix it up with a little bit of tape, a little bit of glue, or if it's too far gone, just create a new one. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed making your costumes, and I'll see you soon.